Welcome back, fight fans. Welcome the fuck back. Let's just dig right into it. Gervonta Tank Davis versus Terence Bud Crawford are getting to another war of words on Twitter. These guys are going back and forth. Go check it out. I've even posted a snapshot so you guys can see. It makes no sense why these guys keep going back and forth. And Tank Davis, this all really has to stem from when Tank Davis basically told Terence Crawford, and this is a direct quote on Twitter, back in October after Terence Crawford's fight: "No shade, I don't see nothing special about Crawford." And so, when you say things like that, you kind of instigate a situation, and now it's getting to the point where these guys are going back and forth on Twitter. And it's getting really interesting. The funny thing about all this is I don't know why Tank Davis isn't fighting the best, such as a Tevin Farmer, such as a Vasyl Lomachenko, such as a Mikey Garcia, such as a Gary Russell Jr. Why aren't you mentioning any of those names? Why aren't you calling out these guys around your weight class, guys in your area? Why aren't you mentioning these guys? You're mentioning Terence Crawford, who's at welterweight at 147 pounds. So at this point, I'm only one to think that, hey, if you don't see anything special in Terence Crawford, and Terence Crawford's such a bum, why don't you move up to 140? Terence Crawford moved down to 140 for one fight and make that fight happen, because I personally think Terence Crawford stops Gervonta Tank Davis very easily. I think he stops Gervonta Tank Davis at 140 pounds if they meet there. I think that'll be a great fight for Terence Crawford, just to showcase his skills, because I think he will stop Gervonta Tank Davis within 5 rounds. I don't think it'll be a hard fight. I think it'll be very easy. And I think that Gervonta Tank Davis is avoiding the best names around his weight class, because you have to think about it. Yeah, he goes back and forth with Tevin Farmer, but he's not looking to try to make that fight happen. He's not even mentioning Gary Russell Jr. He's not mentioning Vasyl Lomachenko, and he damn sure isn't mentioning Mikey Garcia. So he's staying away from all these top level names while you're trying to trash a guy weight divisions higher than you, but yet you're not mentioning anyone with a possible more realistic fight. But since you're mentioning it, why not make the fight happen? Terence Crawford has already stated on social media that he would stop him. So let's see that fight. Let's make that fight happen. I think that'll be a great fight. These are two undefeated fighters. Why not make it happen? Gervonta Tank Davis has previously stated once that he can hit, or even hits as hard as Deontay Wilder. Well, why not fight Terence Bud Crawford? Fight him at 140 pounds. Issue the challenge. See, a lot of guys like this just talk a lot of smack, but aren't actually coming after these fights that make sense. Gervonta Tank Davis needs to step up to 140, challenge Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford could move down for a fight, and it could just be a one-off to settle all of this. If he's not special, you see nothing special, you hit hard, you're powerful, then take out Terence Crawford. I think that'll be a huge fight. I think a lot of people would love to see it. I think that could even be a pay-per-view fight if they wanted to. But I honestly think Terence Bud Crawford would make short, quick, easy work of Gervonta Tank Davis. Once again, Unbiased, as always, is the Ibfp. Please share, like, and you must absolutely subscribe.